Winds in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen or happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim charoo.
Hey, Jane, what's on? Come back out, you little blight ass. You haven't finished your lesson. I can't do my lessons when I'm flying a kite.
And you can't, because you're only our nanny.
Morning, Bert.
Morning, Miss Clark. Oh, and how's little Willoughby today?
Just fine, thank you, Bert.
By Jove, is that the beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon?
Oh, Admiral.
Morning, Admiral. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering over number 17. Storm warnings overdue.
Of all London's byways where I doffs me cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim charoo.
Katie Nana! Katie Nana! Serious beasts have run away from me for the last time!
Oh, and who will be stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me, that's who!
I have had my say. That is all I will say. I'm done with this house forever!
Well, good riddance, and don't stumble on your way out! Katie Nana? Katie, where are you going? Katie Nana, Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by your children's praise. Do you really think I made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose. We are never going to find a perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, they're all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat! The simple truth is, my dear, you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny is a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
Of course,
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role. They know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase.
I always thought Katie Nana would be stern with the children. She always looked so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with a liver complaint. Umbrella!
If only we could find a nanny like your old nanny.
Oh, afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber. Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess. No wonder the nannies are driven insane.
We're living in a madhouse
In Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred dear, if you do wish to please me,
You know I do, George.
very well. Place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
Gotta keep the boss before we make another mistake.
In fact, I would stress that we...
What's that you're holding, dear?
They've written out an advertisement.
What on earth did you...
George, I think we should hear it.
No, my dear, none of your theatrics.
It won't hurt to listen.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable? That's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cherry disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts. That's what I put in. Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very pretty.
Of all the ridiculous...
Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets, never be cross or cruel, never feed us castor oil or gruel.
Love us as a son and daughter.
And never smell of barley water. I'm badminton too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put carrots in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Very nanny, many thanks sincerely, Jane and Michael Banks.
is right enough Tommy Rods for one day. Now, will you two please go upstairs so I may get to work?
They were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
Hat! I thought you put it down here.
Hat! Hat!
I'm sure about a hat. Here it is.
Doesn't run away.
He's brushed it with boot polish. Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of our household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign, mind you use your day well.
He remains the servant.
I'll be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the servant.
On Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning. I've come in response to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement, well, not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes.
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose so.
Very good then. Now, let's see.
You've seen her before? What is this?
Play games, all sorts. I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats,
Michael, it's your advertisement.
rosy cheeks, and fairly pretty. I hope there's no objection on that score.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Well, you'll have to take it up with Mrs. Banks. She handles all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. Mind you, check the references.
I make it a point never to give references, ma'am.
But I thought that was usual.
Oh, it's a very old-fashioned idea in my mind. The best people do not require them now.
I see. Well, you'll have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give off the second Wednesday, 6 until late. And that's what I shall take, thank you.
Oh, well, it's all settled then.
If I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now.
Oh, yes, you'll find that they're very nice children. This is...
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And Michael, close your mouth. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward, spits foot.
Mrs. Brill? Yes? We have a new nanny.
Oh, she passed her interview then.
Or I did.
Very tidy. Much tidier than I expected. Who is responsible for that?
Me. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Oh, you do indeed. Well, I look forward to using that in the future. If there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend upon. Oh, and who is he when he's at home?
That's Valentine. He's mine.
By the look on his face, I don't think he'd agree with you.
He's just a doll. I want to play with him now.
Treat him like that, and maybe he will not want to play with you. Now, first things first. I always say the proper place to hang one's hat is a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
You better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how did you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I am not an item on your weekly shop, thank you.
Then how did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Oh, just as I expected. Noisy, troublesome, mischievous little boy.
Noisy, mischievous, troubles.
Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown, the weather been around, I will show you, if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each virtue virtually proves no bounds. Each truth is pretense, critically sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so proud.
grouchy or gruff.
Very good.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite to the contrary, do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
So I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair!
Some minor improvements may not cripple peace, but at all times you must remember these.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee
Practically perfect, we hope you'll stay.
each virtue usually is pronounced. Each trait is great
And blatantly so.
It's false. Jane, dollhouse, please. I'll take my telescope, thank you. It's not fair. I didn't say I was fair. What? Practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect, we will be practically perfect in every
It's hooked.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work, from me own memory.
Oh, lummy! Not these again!
Oh, come on, Mr. Parkkeeper, it's just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering on a public right-of-way. Now, I want these pictures removed. That is just you watch it. That's all. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins. Well, I must say, you do look swell.
He knows you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived. I wasn't born only 1 minute before I stepped foot into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two birds?
I've seen them running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach. Come along, Bert. You're due for a break. And besides, you promised to take me out the next time we met. Or have you forgotten?
Of course I ain't Mary. But,
Oh dear. Never mind. My treat. Besides, no one's charging for the trees or the skies, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
And why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, and Father would not approve.
what's that?
You're too dirty. You're not coming with us. You're too dirty, and we don't want to go to the sneaky park anyways.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park, not our park anyways. Look at the trees. It's different. The green is much brighter, and the sky, just no.
I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something plain as a park becomes a wonderland. sunshine bright.
You do talk nonsense.
Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dawn.
I don't know what you're talking
When
about.
Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Just like a banana is thinking, pops are good for us. It's just
starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's jolly holiday, and it's merry Christmas, merry happy love. No wonder that it's merry happy
Jane, did that really happen?
Yes, but how?
Oh, Mary Poppins, of course.
How do you know Mary Poppins?
Oh, she's an old friend of my father.
Your father? You can't have a father. You're only a statue.
Well, if that's true, why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No, he lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Well, wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I'll have to think about that.
That's it, that's what it was. What? This plinth is half empty. The statue's gone.
You mean you've lost your marbles?
This is your fault, ain't it? I knew we should have had trouble when you first arrived. Now we got a statue missing. What? Oh, lummy!
Will you play with us again soon?
Of course, I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye,
Hi,
Julius.
Julius.
Goodbye.
Julius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
How long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert. Now run along home.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Very well. Children,
We've had a fantastic day. We sang with the buska, danced with the statue, and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved.
if you know that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A little one?
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
When would I have time to do that?
Daddy, who is the father of Julius?
Would you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites. And his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. Of course, my nanny, Miss Andrew, she soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a new nanny, George. Is it out of the question to do without one?
Don't be absurd. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how is that tea party of yours coming along?
I don't know. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know, my dear. Remember, by your friends shall you be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard today from Clemmy Bunting, and she's rehearsing a new play at the moment, so I thought that I might ask
I
her.
wish, my darling, how many times must I tell you? I wish you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress. Lots of people might find that interesting. Though you always talk as if I should be ashamed of it.
Not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George, but sometimes it's hard.
It's not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what's your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
Well, I was only going to kiss you goodnight.
Oh, yes. Winifred, I wonder, are you going to speak to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
I don't think so.
Very well. Just to make sure she does things our way and not hers. Well, what good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. With boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Mrs. Banks, truly an easy road, and yet it's one which I conceive to put out on hold. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, I'd like to say no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks.
I still feel as if I'm dreaming.
So much fun and just for day when they're yours around.
You feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Amelia's is beaming.
Let's hope she will stay.
Amelia's.
Let's hope she will
Precision and order.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim. See what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade. So I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
Good morning, Bert. Scrubbing the deck today, I see.
Gotta give the streets shipshape, Admiral.
Tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All clear sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust.
There's some rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Ah, Miss Lark, what those children need is a touch of the cat and a night on the yard.
What those children need, Admiral, is a little touch of happiness.
Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwiches too early. They'll get stale before the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, Mom.
And what about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure that you know how to ice it?
Oh, quite sure. And in case you're worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No. Well, I'll just go up and check the drawing room then.
I'd like to be helpful.
Oh, and I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mrs. Brill, Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Oh, she can't have me. I've got enough on my plate as it is.
She says the guitar Robertson I have it to do.
Oh, she does she? Well, why don't I go just have a smoke by the gasworks for good measure?
Please, Mrs. Brill, I don't mind, honest.
Right. I'll give you one task, and one task only. And so help me, if you get this wrong, I'll swing for you, and I'll sing as they pull the lever.
What is it, Mrs. Brill?
Oh, take the icing tools over by the cake,
Icing tools, cake?
and I'll need a bowl of hot water to warm them. And I will make the icing when I come back.
And I
Don't just stand there, Robertson Eye.
Right. No.
What are you looking for?
A bowl for the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be so feeble and get me the eggs. If Mrs. Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
That's not how Mrs. Brill does it.
Then she'll
I don't think she will thank you.
Then she'll be guilty of great ingratitude. Get me the cake.
That is not how Mrs. Brill does it.
Don't be impertinent.
Please, Miss Jean, I was only trying to be helpful. If you would just...
Necessary, ma'am. How can you two be so unkind when you knew how important my party is? You two deserve some very nasty medicine. Just you wait until bedtime. I don't think we should wait until then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up here, won't we?
We're not ill, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Now open.
But it's strawberry ice.
And now you.
I'm not so sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not so sure I care. Open.
I'm cordial.
Now why don't you go off, you two? Oh, but Michael, I know how you like to keep things tidy. And Jane?
I told you she was tricky.
Must we? Can't Robertson Eye do it when he wakes up? He's a servant.
With that attitude, you will go through a lot of staff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and step, the job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a look, a spring, it's very clear to see. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine
visit to the bank.
That's not the game. Did Daddy agree?
If he did, you must have put that idea into his head somehow.
What an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into people's heads? Really?
Decision and order. Causing and will. Opening a ledger. Closing a deal. Prudent investment. Financial sense. A perfect ray of sunshine. Pounds, shillings, and pence. Good morning. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to the hilt. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay our price. A bedrock on which banks are built. Right! Aboard! Yes, sir. I see everyone hustlers coming in again today. Have you made your decision? I believe so, sir. Good! Good! Make sure it's the right one! In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets for all their balance, targets are met.
Fairbanks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate, and Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but I wonder, making money out of money, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a baker? A man has dreams of building an empire, to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I am told, we'll soon strike a gold. Lessons that chance with both our hearts.
Assessing the market, limit the risk. Let's hope for error. Risk. Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you. I know that, sir. Give us a chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding by year's end. I'd give it everything I've got, believe me. I do believe you, Mr. Northbrook, and I tried to find a way, but there's just not the collateral. Well, what about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living. A wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves the way. I promise we'd repay the loan. I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook.
Hello, Daddy.
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we are through. And no man should be too busy for his own children. Well, what are you doing here today, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Oh, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its value is how you spend it. Do good, and may you always have good luck.
What do we say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really, Mary Poppins, I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I am not. But when I was a little boy, I would never dream to interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Yes, I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way. He'd have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I don't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind, they were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrew?
Certainly not. There was no time for hugs and kisses and all of that sloppy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean, poor? That's what made me the man I am today, eh, Memory Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
Very well. You've seen where I work, now run along. I have a great deal to do.
Father, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea, but a good man is much rarer, much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. Von Hustler, I have considered your argument. I'm afraid the answer is no.
So you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I know a good man when I see one.
You will regret this.
Hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. So, Mr. Northbrook, when exactly can your factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
Willoughby?
Don't interrupt someone when he's barking. Now you were saying... Oh, really? Well, if she keeps wandering off, perhaps it would be better to keep her on a lead.
Willoughby!
Oh, here she comes now.
Willoughby, Mommy's here! Willoughby! You know, sometimes I almost think she can talk.
Bert, can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Getting him to stop's the problem.
How do you learn to speak dog?
How do I learn to speak dog? Oh, master the grammar
Practice where you can.
and avoid mongrels.
Oh, far too much
slang. Now I can't stand around here all day talking shop.
Talking shop? What is the expression?
It isn't silly in the least.
What do you buy at a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
Well, there is only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who is Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey's older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he weren't so great.
I think we should pay her call in her shop at the park.
There's no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it. Good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Oh, well. If it isn't Mary Poppins and Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us?
And so how is little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come to my shop here in secret.
Well, it couldn't have been the same George Banks. That would have been over 40 years ago, and no one can remember that back far.
Oh, listen, dearie. I remember everything. I remember how Georgie Banks used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we got any left today. Annie, Fanny, look lively. Oh, here we are. Gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Oh, Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping for an ounce of conversation.
Oh, and out of conversations and right out of words too. But let me see what I got left. Ooh, I do have some letters and a little bit of back chat. And I would just say, oh, that'll be 15 letters. Go on, Jane, you pick.
Jane, you go first. Choose 7.
See here, I've got a D, a G, an R, a U, a C, an L, and an I.
Those are all good. You can't make a conversation out of those.
Now your turn, Michael. 7 more.
I have an A, an F, an S, an E, a T, an O, and a P.
And I'll choose an X.
Oh!
Now, what words can we spell?
I have dog and cat.
Oh, and Rotoplex, that's 9.
Lapitophorus. That's 11. Nearly there.
Those aren't real words. You made them up.
Oh, and where do you suppose words came from in the first place? Somebody had to make it up.
And if we use each letter more than once, let's see. Super, calip, fragile, listic, XP, alley, Tosha.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I believe it will prove to be a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity makes conversations key. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious.
If they understood, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff, and every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, saying that wild animals will not sing songs for us.
And some bird that flourishes, it's very precocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The Druids would have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their myths.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because the Latin scholars never had like this.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
If you say it softly, the effect can be impulsion.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You know, you can say it backwards, which is pseudo-academia-secondary-Lagapicupid.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
When the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just sawing up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order that is very hard to spell.
S,
S,
U,
U,
P,
P,
E,
R,
C, A, L, I, F,
F,
R, A, G, I, L, I, S, T, I, C, E, X, P, I, A, L, I, D, O, C, I, O, U, S.
Smarty pants.
S U P E R C A L I F R A G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S S U P E S U P E C A L I C A L I L A G I R A G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S S U P E R C A L I C A L I G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S.
There we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is only foreign tones, if you say it loud enough, you'll always come across.
The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what they're bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
All right, put the ladder right there and stand back. You are never to come near this vase, nor no one else but me neither. This is an heirloom. And while I do this, you stay totally immobile.
Immobile.
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Do you hear me?
Oh, I might as well be dead.
Don't give me any ideas.
A game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George? What is it? What are you doing home so early? Are you ill?
No. Should I be?
Well, of course not. Only, what on earth are you doing home so early? Is everything all right?
No, everything is all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
You must know. It seems I refused some German chap a loan. He went to one of our chief rivals, and they gave him the money, and now it's turned into a gold mine.
They can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect. Oh, I don't know what it is we're going to do. That is more than loud enough for you to go off to your rooms immediately.
But we were just...
I don't care what you were just. Off you go immediately. My briefcase. Where's my briefcase? I put it right here. My gold. Jane, will you give that to me this instant? Really, must I put up with this behavior? You're the mother. Why can't you do something about it?
I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children manners, and just look at them. They're a pair of little savages is what they are. If I had my way, you would be out of this house.
George, you're tired. Don't take the children downstairs tonight, Mary Poppins. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you could keep them occupied.
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am. Tonight's my evening out.
What? Oh dear, I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans.
They wouldn't.
That's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and we're shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten. I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
He criticizes you. Last week he said that you're neither use nor an ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him and so did you.
Sometimes people say things that they don't mean. Take the children upstairs, Mary Poppins. George,
What is it now?
I thought you might like to talk about it.
What would be the point?
I'm serious, George. Perhaps I can help.
Don't be ridiculous.
If you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. You will. The thing is, I've been suspended without salary until they decide what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim charoo.
It's not fair. You're going out and we're left on our own.
You have plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to play with them. They're boring.
They might say the same about you.
Why does Daddy get so cross? Fathers are supposed to look after the children and not yell at them all the time.
Maybe. But have you ever thought who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children?
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down, for a while anyway.
I don't want to be an upside-down family. I wish I could just run away.
Why don't you? Someone might adopt you.
You'd miss me too much.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I could have your toys.
No, you could not.
Oh, yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
Give it to me. Now look what you've done.
That is enough, you two. Poor Valentine. Now into bed at once.
But we hadn't had our milk.
There'll be no buts and no milk either. If you cannot be good, you may as well be sorry.
Well, I'm not going to bed, and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
Your information
is faulty. Playing the game, taking your turn. Some children lose, some children learn. Treat your toys nicely, and maybe they'll treat you the same. Playing the game. Are you feeling better, Valentine?
much better. Thank you, Mary Poppins. But they tore my arm. Again.
Oh dear. Children who lose their temper will lose everything in the end.
Well, but they're not playing the game. They're not playing fair. Please tell them.
Why don't you tell them?
How? I don't understand. I'm sure you don't, Jane. You and Michael think you have nothing to learn, but you don't understand the simplest things. Valentine, why are you so big? So I can talk to you, so I can teach you a thing or two about toys.
Make the dolls go small and back in their box.
Why should I? You hurt him and called him names, and now it's his turn.
You girls and boys who treat toys this way, you don't deserve fun, so why should we stay? You stomp and shout and make such a fuss. You need to learn the value of us. We're your friends, your companions. Don't tear us apart or we'll go away.
Well,
You think you know everything, don't you, Mary Poppins?
I couldn't agree more.
I don't care what you've done to Valentine, and I don't care what he says. They're our toys, and we get to do what we want with them. So there!
So there, indeed. What do you think, Valentine?
Well, I suppose I can give them one more chance. What about you? Will we meet again?
Maybe, when they learn to play the game.
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day, nor hardly no night. There's things off in shadows and off ways in light, on the rooftops of London. What a sight!
So you're a sweep now, are you, Bert?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing to beat it, eh? Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you may think the sweeps on the bottommost rung. Though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke, in this whole wide world there's no happier bloke.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chimney. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chimney.
and that's lucky too. Oh, you're going then?
The wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if I didn't think they were? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And there's no one so hard to teach as a child who knows everything.
So?
So they've got to do the next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chimney.
When you're with the sweet, you're in glad company. Goodbye, bird.
Chim, chim, chim chim chiree. When you're with the sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them's what sings chim chim chiree, chim chiroo. Chim chimney, chim chim chiree, chim charoo.
Cheerio, birds! Look after them, Polly!
What's happened? Something's changed.
She can't have left us.
Oh, yes, she can. And she's taken all our toys.
What in heaven's name are you two doing? And where's Mary Poppins?
Gone.
Gone? Well, then don't take the blooming biscuit.
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
She's written it in the note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
Well, I know it's French. I don't know if it means God bless you or good luck. Oh, now I remember. It means till we meet again. Now, both of you get to bed.
Morning, Admiral.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy? Oh, as tidy as I can make it, Mom.
If you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Oh, really fancy that. Oh, they give you nanny for a flipping pastime. Now when one returns, they raise a fearful fuss. Never liked her much when she was here the last time.
She makes life easier for both of us.
Mrs. Brill, it is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
Why is it such a secret?
You think that she's returned to get things back the way they were.
Count says till we meet again. I just know
She'll be here any moment. Now, where's George? George, dear, I think you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know I hate surprises even at the best of times.
Not this one, George. I do believe you're going to be proud of me for once. Vision and order is perfectly true. Can't really make a difference. I found her for you. Clear thinking and sound judgment. And now you'll regain a home you can be proud of on Cherry Tree Lane. Hurry up, everyone, into the hallway. I want her to find everything. Spit, spit, spot, spick,
I never enjoy travel. Oh, you must be poor George's wife.
Yes.
Your flower beds are disgracefully untidy. Take my advice. Plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all, just a plain cement courtyard.
Oh, but dear Miss Andrew, I am so fond of flowers.
But then you are a very silly woman. Where did George go?
I'm afraid that he had a rather urgent appointment.
For which, no doubt, he was late, as usual. It isn't much of a house now, is it?
Well, we like it.
Well, then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Just look at all this dust. Look! There! And there! Oh, filth!
Well, we are rather short-staffed at the moment.
Hasn't anyone ever cleaned these curtains?
No, just a minute!
Oh, you must be the children. Oh, pity. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy. And you must be Jane. Why aren't you wearing stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut! What manners! I can see there isn't a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance, I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats to which children recoil. The lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle. It may be irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction through punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Obey!
This tastes bad as it smells.
Worse!
Do I have to?
Brimstone and treacle and carbolic silk. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope in seeing that changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a stroke. So seek satisfaction in matronly action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I feel it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First, threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now, show me my room. Brimstone and treacle will
No, she can't stay. They'll have to dismiss her. You know, I'm truly disappointed I am. I never thought I'd say this, but I thought it was going to be, with the umbrella.
What are we going to do?
The only thing we can do. Run away!
Easy now. Rules friendly to her, yeah?
It's you.
Don't sue me!
You two should know you've been through enough. Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its dog.
Miss Andrew is Daddy's nanny.
Which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy, ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say we should do something about it, but now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Oh, I tell you what, why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake? For good luck.
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell ya? It's lucky to shake a sweep's hand.
What do you do when you need some luck?
Oh, well, I shake hands with myself. Now, what have we got here?
Michael, look, it's a real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly with Daddy.
Of course you have. But you need to know it's done. Get some training in, and you'll make him the proudest father in the country.
You really mean that? You're not just saying it?
Did I say country? The whole bloomin' empire, more like. With tuppence for paper and string, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight. With your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Try again.
What's this? What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter. It's a kite.
Oh, a kite, is it? My word, it is! I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. Now, we'll reel her in, give her a run, and away she'll go!
I want to do it.
You'll let me help, won't you? Seeing I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
Sorry.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Oh, Mary Poppins, I knew you'd come back.
Don't squeeze, I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
And why not, may I ask?
Because we flew away.
You have indeed. Well, don't dawdle, let's go home.
But Miss Andrews there. She came as a surprise for her this morning.
Did she? Well, maybe I will be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
Hi there, Mary. Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they was good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with.
Now see here! It's against regulations coming down from the sky like that! And where from? I'd like to know, where from?
If I were a park keeper, I should straighten my cap and button my coat. Come along, children.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert for good luck?
No,
Why? We have.
I don't need any luck, thank you.
may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter are lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing, the cherry tree lane.
They'll find their way home in no time. Let's face it, they'll have enough practice.
But this time they're not being naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. I'm afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll be fine. Don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear. But you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered that woman with praise. But now that I've met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised by that monster and carried that burden through life. If only you could see that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Vance, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Vance, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you that no one is seeing, and they'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps he's killed everyone. Perhaps they were dead.
Not like that, you stupid man!
They're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a bird. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's not a surprise. Locked in this cage and not free to the skies for 2 years. How shameful. Yes, of course, it's a field I know well. In power no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from your cell.
What type of bird is it?
It's a lock. You are seeing a lock in a cage for the first time and the last.
That's why myself.
long as necessary, ma'am. Well, the last time you left without a word of warning. How do we know that you won't do it again? You don't. Oh. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, Constable, I'm so sorry to have troubled you. They're back and everything's quite all right.
Not all of them.
What?
I found this one wandering in the park. Good night, man.
George.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She's gone.
Oh, but how?
She might have thought we were rude.
Rude to Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it, but I'll try to forget. I'd have given you 6 pence if I had it.
George, you haven't noticed. Mary Poppins is back.
Ah, Mary Poppins. Well, well. I wonder if we might have a word. Well, there's no beating about the bush. Things have not gone well for us since you left us, and...
About my wages. If you don't mind, I won't take any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
Oh, but Mary Poppins, if only you knew how many payments are accruing as it is.
Is everything settled? It is. Now we must get started. Jane, Michael, let's go. Are the drains playing up, or is that Mrs. Brill cooking? Come along, darling. You made a poor decision, but how bad can that be? After so many years of good service, what's the worst that can happen?
Winifred, if I am to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed. We'll find ourselves sitting outside the children on the frosty curbside.
George, we'll still have what really matters. The children. Each other. You're practically perfect in every way. I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see. I'm counting on you so hard to find. Unique yet inconspicuously kind. You're practically perfect, and yet I'm sure there's still room for improvement. A few games more.
Is that a new Poppins?
And if it is,
What's inside?
a portrait.
Whose?
You'll find out when the time comes and not before. Michael, do be careful. The room is rather excited to have me back, and you never know what will happen around a fireplace.
Michael! Michael! Look down! Michael!
Hello there.
Brent, what are you doing up here?
And where else should a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept, up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled. It's not just myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against a twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here. Perhaps you'll find out why.
Ew, what do I look like? Ew, that's better.
The world's not for big, isn't it?
What does that make you think of?
And we're awfully small and unimportant.
Well, speak for yourself.
Not so much that, but our troubles. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here?
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And always remember, there's plenty of folk ready to help you should you need them. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree. Now guardian angels you don't often see.
away your tears. Cobwebs that are swept away hang around for years.
In all weathers of our lives, we can see for Mars. Our ideal of heaven is a night out on the stars. We may look a motley crew,
see me at the close of business tonight.
Dear George. Tonight?
Yes, tonight.
Well, I'm going to come with you and jolly well give your Mr. Chairman a piece of my mind.
That would only make matters worse. It's time to face facts. Within a couple of hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
George, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. So we'd better start making some plans. In fact, I think the time has come.
Oh, George, do you mean your mother's vase? Won't you miss it terribly?
Yes, needs must, my dear. But I know we always said we were saving this for a rainy day, but tomorrow it looks set to pour.
Oh, George, do be careful.
I am being careful, my dear. Ah!
We should go into the kitchen, Mrs. Brill. You'd better sit down. Is that dinner cooking, Mrs. Brill? Don't you start! I've opened the window! I was only going to say it smells delicious. The world really has turned upside down.
My word, so that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid once from my nanny. I knew I'd hid them somewhere where no one else would find them. The trouble was, I couldn't find them either.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all this time.
Here, let me give you a hand.
Thank you, thank you. You know, when I was younger, I used to dream that when I grew up I'd learn everything there was to know about the stars. I haven't thought about all that in years. I'm not usually sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time, before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips, flame is snuffed to morning, is brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a wrong go, Governor, and that's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. Just from the moment she came into our house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go in one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself an healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
It's like you say, Governor. You've got to grind, grind, grind at that grindstone. Though childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon they've up and grown. And then they've flown. And it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Well, good luck, Governor.
Thank you, but good luck to you too.
What does the
Oh, yes. Good night. Yes.
Do you remember when we went to the bank?
Of course.
Well, we were each given a sixpence, and we were told to use them wisely.
Exactly what you should do. That's excellent advice. Tell me, what did you spend with them?
Nothing yet, and we decided to give them to you.
I suppose Miss Mary Poppins put you up to this.
No, she hasn't said a word, but we know things have been difficult for you, and we haven't been much help.
So we thought a little bit of extra cash might loosen things up.
A whole shilling.
Thank you.
We do love you, you know.
Look, Jane, do you remember? You asked me once who Nelia's father was.
Yes?
It was Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Mommy, Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But always remember that he loves you, and that's far more important than jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going?
No, I wish I could. If only there was someone to go there and take his side, to show them what he's really like on the inside.
Why can't he?
Because he's a man, and a very proud one.
Let's go.
I'd like to, but I'm afraid it's just not possible.
Why?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible if you can only get out of your own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade. Anything can happen, it's a marvel. You can be a butterfly
Or just a larval. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it.
Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder.
Anything can happen if you let it.
You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
Doesn't have to be.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine. That should be my epitaph. I wear a badge in honor of the world's free thinkers. Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly isn't jelly till you set it.
Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in.
I refused Mr. Von Hustler because his scheme was hollow. It had no product, no substance, no meaning outside the walls of a bank. Oh, he told me all about assets and profits and growth, but there was not a word about people. Oh, I know if a man places value on real life, then as far as you're concerned, he's a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, Mr. George Banks, Esquire, has rediscovered the human race. I apologize for ruining the bank. But I do not apologize for understanding that there are more important things in life than making money.
Haven't you heard? Von Hustler's scheme has ruined our rival! You kept us out of the nastiest scheme since records began! We don't want your apologies! We're offering ours!
For my word!
And another thing! Do you remember giving a loan to a fellow named Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and building 2 new factories! With the percentage you negotiated, we're set to make a fortune!
Oh my word!
Well, that's just it. We very much would like to know just how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us. We're not going anywhere. I can't.
Give you the word. Give you the word. I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something always overdoses. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Leave him! It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
She taught me everything I know.
Now's your chance to forget it.
That's right. And if you want to fight about it, well, then you've come to the right woman.
It's all right, darling. It's all right. I haven't lost money at all. In fact, I made the bank a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen! Madam! Don't mind? We still have business to conduct. Thanks, George! By way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the job of senior manager at a salary of double!
Exactly how much?
Quadruple? Your current rate!
Close your mouth, George. You are not a codfish.
Well?
I agree. But you must understand one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
Agreed!
How can you possibly forgive me?
How can you even ask?
It was wrong of me to keep you off the stage. You'll want to go back and I'll support you completely.
No, I loved it. But I found a role I'd rather prefer, and it's going to keep me busy for quite a long time.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible will soon seem certain. Though at first it may seem clownish, see the world more upside down-ish. Turn it on its head and pirouette.
great to be up in the heavens. You think we'll ever be there again?
Someday.
Really? Will it be soon?
Oh, not for a very long time. But you can keep your eye on the stars until you return. Here.
But it's your telescope.
So it is. Keep it if you like. It's a present.
Thank you.
Now run along in.
Michael, do you have something to say to Mary?
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You are a fine boy, Michael Banks. And one day you will be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me feel so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
So gentle and kind, now a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for the trouble I've taken?
That's more like it.
Oh, that's dainty, Bert.
They're yours, Mary. I painted them for you.
Thank you.
It's tonight then, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, goodbye then, Mary.
Goodbye, Bert. When every job becomes complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the job is done. Though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help them on their way, you've always known they must do it alone. They're practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
Mary Poppins locket. The chain's broken.
Don't you remember? What stage of the chain breaks?
Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. It's a picture of the three of us.
Mary Poppins signed it. But Mary Poppins with a great deal of love.
Mary Poppins?
She's gone.
Gone.
She'll be back. What do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen!
Could we fly it together?
Oh, Daddy!
Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her anymore. Another family's full, right, Daddy?
That's right, dear.
Do you suppose she's right, George? And we could do without a nanny from now on? What do you think?
I think you'd better come and dance with me.
George, this is serious!
Children, look, wasn't that a shooting star?
You can borrow my telescope.
Let's see. I was right. Wish on it, children. Wish on it. Wilfred, my dearest love.
We won't forget you, Mary Poppins.
We
Thank you.